If you are the other, if you are the gay person, who's gonna save you?
I was bullied for a multitude of different reasons.
It started off as like passive-aggressive stuff.
It was pretty obvious that I was effeminate.
It was always, oh, like, why are you so girly? Like, you know, then obviously later morphs into like, are you gay? So.
And like watch all these people engaging with each other and having fun and feeling so secure in their bodies. It was really painful.
I was picked on about my voice.
Just from the way I talked and the way I walked.
My walk, my mannerisms.
They would put their arm around me and they would pull me really close in this way that let me know that they weren't gonna let me get away.
I'd have a group of like football players who would crowd around my locker at the beginning of every day. They would like take my stuff and throw it into the middle of the hallway.
And I remember having a basketball like hurled at my head and literally going deaf for like 5 minutes, and the last word I heard before like silence was faggot.
They started calling me faggot all the time.
Calling me like a fag.
You ain't shit, like, you're worthless.
Every time I try to get to lunch.
During lunch,
In the lunchroom,
they just started like throwing food at my table.
a textbook goes flying across the room and hits me in the head.
One of them took the hot dog off of his tray and started hitting me in the face with it. I just tried to keep my eyes down. And he kept hitting me in the face with it and saying, "What's the matter, faggot? Don't you like this? Faggots are supposed to like this."
And I just kind of broke down after that. The whole day just kind of really came crashing down on me.
I just couldn't even stand the sight of myself.
And something in my mind just sort of snapped. And I remember going into the hallway and banging my head against the locker and saying, "I want to kill myself."
I had a lot of like suicidal thoughts that I was like battling with at the time.
You should go kill yourself.
And I would play with the gun that my dad had under his bed. I would just go to the mirror and I would think about doing it.
I shattered my bedroom mirror with my fist. I just like saw red and I really, really hurt myself.
I really felt entirely alone and completely targeted by everyone.
Just feeling like I was alone.
I didn't know that there were other people like me.
I'm like there just like so vulnerable. Like I have no one to like latch onto for support, and like there's really nothing I could say.
Right.
The principal knew it was happening and the teachers knew it was happening and they didn't care.
I never really had any faculty intervene. I think it would have just made me feel like even more of a target.
Okay, I definitely can't tell anyone.
Anyone at home that this was going on.
They didn't know for a really long time.
And I broke down,
I kind of like broke down about the whole thing after a couple years. I was like,
just crying to my mother.
I can't like keep going to school here.
Right.
Technically, I dropped out like twice in high school.
I didn't want to go back to school, period.
Didn't want to go to school anymore.
No one wanted to be around me.
I was pushed to not even want to speak.
I would go around and hide behind the curtain.
I think that fighting that instinct to be invisible
Yeah.
is something that I continue to grapple
Right.
with.
So I guess it's my turn.
Righto.
So mine is like the opposite. I'd convinced everyone, who knows how, that I'd gone to middle school with that like I wasn't gay, like I was for sure not gay, and so I doubled down on like I'm gonna be mean and you are going to be afraid of me.
And it was really important for me to be an excellent trans person, right? Not like those other trans women who are just like shameful and who like look like men.
There was this girl and I made like a very stupid joke, but the second that I said it, all of the color drained from her face. And she just started to cry and everyone around her started to laugh, and she's standing there getting wet and everyone's laughing at this person who did absolutely nothing.
I became friends with a woman. Most people that she interacted with could tell that she was trans relatively quickly. You know, I used that opportunity to emphasize the contrast between the two of us. You know, like she needs a lot of contouring. Like I don't need contouring. I know you like wearing heels, but you shouldn't really wear heels because like you're already too tall.
You know, people see like gay people as like physically inferior so they could pick on you. So when someone would call me gay, I'd like go in, like you have fucked up teeth.
Like looking at myself, I was just like, that was a step too far. Like that was someone who didn't deserve it, that is just a good person who was like trying to leave.
I never apologized. I don't have any closure. And, you know, I feel terrible about that.
I have a 13-year-old sister and a 15-year-old brother, and I'm like, you're gonna be nice to gay people. And I'm like, that's what I'm telling you.
And there's a small part of me that wishes that I had that defense mechanism or that quick wit and that sharp tongue. Maybe it could have helped me a little bit, but you know.
Yeah.
Like, you're wonderful the way that you are, and who gives a fuck what the world thinks?
My life is so different now that I don't even recognize myself as who I was in Oklahoma, that if I were to see someone who put me through that,
Yeah.
I don't think my brain would be able to compute it.
As I got older, I was like, whoa. Like, it's okay to cry. Like, it's okay to ask for help.
I never ever thought that things would turn out the way that they've turned out. I ended up capitalizing on the things that made me different, the things that I was ridiculed for.
At the end of the day, I think that thing is broken and you can't put it back together.
And now I feel like, you know, just like surrounded by so many amazing people who like not only are there for me, but who like understand like what I've gone through.